So I'm in Vegas. I'm doing a talk for a great tech company called Equinix. There's 1,600 people here. Huge event, many halls. Last night I went to the pre-opening event. And there was a guy who spoke there that there's very few times that I watch a speaker and I'm like, wow. And it wasn't so much about the way he spoke or the way he stood or his slides. In fact, those were all okay. There wasn't anything amazing about them. But his story. His name is Daryl Davis. And Daryl Davis is a musician. He plays piano. Apparently he played piano with the guy who invented rock and roll, who Elvis took the idea from, etc. It's Chuck Berry, I think his name is. Anyway, he traveled when he was younger. He was a son of an embassy employee for the United States. So every 2 years he would change the country he was living in. Came back to America when he was 10 years old or so, and he discovered racism for the very first time, and it bewildered him because he couldn't understand that wherever he was around the world, he was the same as everybody else. And when he came back to America, there was this layer of society that hated him for no reason. So he was fascinated with this concept. So he started interviewing Ku Klux Klan members, not only the members, but the grand wizards. They're like the bosses of regions and then the bosses of the bosses. And over the last, couple decades, he, just by conversation, just by listening and engaging with these Ku Klux Klan members, 200 of them have given up the KKK. I mean, they went from absolute hatred to actually giving him, Daryl, their outfits. And so he has a ton of these sort of white mark. I mean, it's comedic when you hear about it, but this guy no, he didn't even convert. And that's what he said. He said, I didn't convert anybody. I just listened to them. Everybody needs to be heard. Everybody needs to be loved. Everybody needs to be respected. And everybody around the world wants the same thing for their families. The principles you were speaking about were so deep and wise and just the classiest of classy humans. And by him going into the heart of hatred, to sit there and listen to those guys and women spew hatred, and for him just to sit there, and then for him to explain his side of the story, 200 of these people came back to normality, away from extremism. It goes back to just thinking about how powerful conversation is, how powerful listening is, how powerful giving another human being a space just to be heard. Daryl Davis, hats off, brother. Wow.